Hello and welcome to the Sustain project. In this video, we will go over how to create and view a histogram of data on the map, which will allow you to get a visual sense for the distribution of variables of interest. To start, let's open up the menu on the left here and make sure that we are in the Data Exploration tab. We will then add some data sets to our workspace. So for this example, let's add county median household income. Add that to the workspace, and then we'll enable it so that it appears on the map. Then to create a histogram, we will click on the graphing button up here, which will open the graphing window. We'll close this to give ourselves more room to work. And then we'll click on Select Chart Type, and then Histogram. And now we have a blank histogram. In order to tell the histogram what data to plot, we can click on the dataset box here, which will give us a choice between all of the datasets that we have currently enabled. In this case, we only have one, so we'll choose that. And you can see we now have a histogram showing the distribution of data that is currently in the viewport. On the x-axis is a list of automatically selected buckets for the data, and since this is household income, these will be in dollars. And on the y-axis here is the frequency of how many counties fall into each particular bucket. So you can see that there is one county that has between a 56,400 and 56,600 median household income, and then there's one with this higher range here. Like all charts in Aperture, the histogram is dynamic and will automatically change depending on where we are on the map. So you'll see that the chart is updating to reflect the data that we're currently looking at. All of the counties that are currently in the viewport are used for the data in the histogram, even if it's just barely on the map. So this county down here, for instance, this is being included in the histogram, despite the fact that it's not fully on the map. To get a smoother estimate of the underlying probability distribution, we can also enable kernel density estimation by clicking on this checkbox. You'll notice we get a curve over the bars of the histogram, which is averaging out the underlying data to create an estimate for what the distribution really looks like. If the estimate looks too skewed by individual data points, as it kind of does right now, we can adjust the bandwidth to increase the range of averaging and get a smoother estimate. This looks a little bit better. Let's enable another data set and explore switching between different kinds of data in the histogram. I've just added the median household income data set for tracks and then enabled it so it shows up on the map. We'll close this to get it out of the way. You can see we have a new data set here with a lot more data. If we want to now plot this data set that we've just enabled, we can always click on the data set box here, and again it will show us a list of all of the data sets that we have currently enabled. And we can choose the one that we just enabled here and take a look at that. You can see that our kernel density estimation parameters are also retained between charts. And just like before, it's dynamic, so I can zoom in, look more closely at specific regions, or get a bigger picture by zooming out. And this will just update automatically. When you're done plotting, you can click this button here to remove the histogram, and now the charting window is ready for use for any other kind of chart. And this concludes our exploration of Aperture's histogram. Thanks for watching.